Yes, I'm on air. I'm now recording. So it would be lovely if we would stop talking. Now, let's look at example 1. It says for us to find AC. Now, AC is this whole segment. How do you think we would find the length of that? Add together. You get a point. You do 3 plus 7.5 and you get? We can't add 3 and 7.5? Thank you, Alfredo. 10.5. Take a point over there, Ravenclaw.
I got you on the Ravenclaw. Wait, no, I didn't.
Now, did I say measure or did I say find? I said find. If I said measure, then we would get out that little sheet and we would get out a ruler and we would measure it. But right now we're finding. Now, for example 2, does anybody have any questions on example 1? Before we go any further. Now, example 2, we're looking for this little spot right here. Now, we know that the whole segment is how long? Throw it again. We know that the whole segment is 26, and we know that this part is 18. How would we find DE? Subtract. Magic. What's 26 minus 18?
18.
8. Dun, 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 and we're done with that problem. Does everybody understand? Are we sure?
No. What you do for the first one? I'm not.
Okay. So, for example 1, it asked me for the length of AC. And I saw that I had AB and I had BC, so I added those beautiful numbers together and I got 10.5.
Okay, so how you know when to add and subtract?
When it asks you for the whole thing, you add. When it asks you for part of it, you subtract.
Okay.
Do you see how this one is asking me for the whole thing and this one it gives me the whole thing? And I'm looking for this part right here. That's when I subtract.
I got you.
Is everybody on the same page with me now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's look at example 3. Example 3 has a bunch of letters in it this time. But, do we know what the whole segment equals?
AC.
It is AC, but do we know what it equals? 5x minus 10. And do we know what the parts equal?
3x plus 4.
We do. And the other one equals? And the segment addition postulate says we add them together to get the whole. So what I want you to do is, I don't have enough room, so I'm turning it over. And I'm going to write example 3, and I'm going to work it out. Now, you add the parts together to get the whole segment. So I'm going to write that AB plus BC equals AC. Isn't that what the segment addition postulate tells me? Eric, are you writing?
Oh, wait.
Right. Now, what did AB equal?
AB equals 5x minus 10.
3x plus 3x plus 4. So we're going to substitute 3x plus 4 for AB. Do we know what BC is?
Yes.
What?
3x plus. Oh, 5x minus 3. I'm tripping x.
It was x, right? Okay. BC was x. And if you don't know where I'm getting these from, look at the paper. AB was 3x plus 4. BC is x. So what is AC? 5x minus 10. And then you just add. All right, do we have any like terms to combine? What's 3x plus x? 4x. What about it? It's on the other side of the equal sign. So you can't do that. But can we move our 4x over here with the 5?
Yeah.
And how do we do that? Look at us go. All right, what's 5x minus 4x? So x. All right, now what do we do? What's over there with that x? So we add 10, yes. But Raven, that's okay. That's a common mistake. I want you to just get everything away from that variable, okay? And I'm sure that we're used to having the variable on the left, so that's why you wanted to do that. But just get everything away from that variable. All right, what's 4 plus 10?
14.
So what does x equal?
14.
Are we done with the problem?
14.
No. What does the problem ask us? Of and AB. So what are we going to do with 14?
You gonna
Substitute it in. Take a point. You got to be quicker than that. So AB equals 3x plus 4. Do we know what x is?
No.
Baby, we just found that. You were there.
14.
There you go. So we're going to do 3 times 14 plus 4. What's 3 times 14? Oh, my sweet potatoes. 3 times 14 is 42. And 42 plus 4 is 46. Dun, 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 we're done.
I got the 6 right. See, you do all this to get that one little number.
Yep.
That's algebra, and geometry.
I told you at the beginning it was applying algebra to shapes, so that's what we did. I'm like angry, suffocatingly hot. All right, let's look at example 4 before Mazzaro makes us all angry. All right. Now, is example 4 the exact same thing as what we just did? It is. We're going to add the segments together to get the whole thing. So, for example 4, is it A, B, or is it F, G, and H this time? So, what we would do, we're going to turn our paper over again. And we're going to write example 4. And we're going to say that FG plus GH equals FH. Just like that, because that's what our segment looks like. Now, can anybody, besides Slytherin, because they're awesome up here, look back and tell me what FG equals? Ken, don't you just yell out anything, child.
FG
2x? Okay. What does GH equal? And what does FH equal, Trey?
No, you just said, I'll just say yes.
So how could you fit in a V say the answer if you didn't hear what I said? Sebastian, can you help us?
7x minus 8.
7x minus 8. Okay. I thought you said A. I was like, why do we have so many variables? All right. Work it out without me. Go. Okay. Show me you can do it. Show me you can do it. You know it's going to be real hard for you to pass the class if you don't even have your notebook open on the right page or write anything down. We're in the back. I even labeled it for you.
Oh, come on.
Try me.
Oh, nobody put me in.
What words do we say? When someone does something for us, there we go. Are you done, Eric? Can you tell me what to do?
What? You're supposed to subtract 4 on both sides. Or you do 2.
Subtract what?
Oh. 4.
We add
Add what?
4. That's fine.
Alright, so did y'all get 6x plus 6 equals 7x minus 8?
I did not
Alright.
that.
Okay, guys, we combined like terms. 2x plus 4x is 6x.
I thought you were supposed to subtract 4.
Do you see how it has a plus sign? Did you subtract from both sides? And so then you got 2x plus 6 equals 3x minus 8? That's okay. So if you subtracted like they did, they got 2x plus 6 equals 3x minus 8. Right? So it's easier to combine like terms.
I got what you got.
Which one, baby? I got 2.
6x plus 6 equals 6.
Then why'd you say no?
This has been, can you explain how you got 6? Oh, no, I didn't, I know what you did. You forgot my shirt.
Right, I taught you last year. I know you know how to do this. Alright, so did y'all then subtract 6x from both sides? And you got 6 equals x minus 8. And then you add 8 and you get x equals 14. Again. And then it says to find GH. So GH was 4x plus 6. Plug 14 in and tell me what GH is. Yay. Y'all get a point. But give everyone else a chance.
What?
Not you.
You are.
We need ice to break it.
Dominate China DBs.
You got 62? Do we agree with 62?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Now, the last part of our notes that we're adding to, and then we're doing our group activity, which is super duper easy. So please show me that you can do it. We got all the time in the world, baby. I got this. Don't doubt me. All right, it says, on a drawing, we mark congruent segments with dashes. So, looking at this drawing, do you think the top and the bottom are congruent or the sides?
The size?
Put tick marks on them. That's what I mean by dashes. That's how they are congruent. You didn't glue this down in there. Remember, you got that yesterday. Ken, you didn't glue this down in there. You didn't have this yesterday. What did you do with those papers? Okay. All right, so on a drawing, we mark congruent segments with dashes. These two are congruent, so we put dashes. These are vocabulary words that you need to know for your next vocabulary test. Does everybody understand? So, what don't you understand about that, my child? Now, circle it, heart it, square it, baby Jesus it. Something so that you know that it's important. I think he's funny. Now, drawings, do not just glue them anywhere. Page 3, behind page 2. So drawings are made with rulers and protractors. Constructions are made with compass and a straight edge. And a compass is like a, well, we're not going to really use them because they're real sharp and pointy, and I don't want you to stab people with them. Okay?
That will happen.
We're just not going to do that. Or me to, anyway, we're not going to use them. And sketches are made without any of these. So now what the first part of this says. It says, write the segment addition postulate for the points described. Draw a picture to help. So it says S is between D and P. So we're going to draw a segment. Everybody, draw a segment. You can. You can tell everybody that we're drawing a segment. Now, what should we put on the ends of those segments? D and P. I got it. And what goes in between those? Draw an S. Now, the segment addition postulate says that we write the parts and they add together to equal the whole. So, what are we going to add?
D and P.
We're going to add, what's the first baby segment? DS plus SP, and that's going to be equal to DP. That's all you have to do. That's
For
it.
real?
Yes.
It's freaking.
All right, now this one for number 2, you would draw a segment. What is going to be the endpoints of our segments? S and H. And what letter is going to go in the middle of those? J. And how would we write our segment addition postulate? They were actually all saying the same thing. Yes. Yes, or you could watch the video. All right, now do 3 and 4. We've got time. Do 3 and 4. Is somebody at the door? I didn't know that we had a roadmaker. All right, so 3 and 4. Let's go. The more you do now, the less you have for homework. Let me put this on my grade book. Can you stop, child? Thank you so much. Now do this. Get it together.